a hard day. The Utah Highway Patrol has suffered a tremendous blow. We've lost one of our heroes.
Utah Highway Patrol says Trooper Eric Ellsworth died this morning, nearly 5 days after being hit by a car in Box Elder County.
Last night, Trooper Eric Ellsworth's legacy of service ended with the ultimate sacrifice. And he will forever be in our thoughts, our minds, and our prayers, and we will never forget him.
Ellsworth was hit while responding to a downed power line on State Route 13 near Garland. Today, UHP administrators spoke of their concern for the 16-year-old driver who hit him.
The family and our thoughts and prayers have been with her since that first night. And I also ask that you keep her in your prayers and thoughts too.
Today, several of Ellsworth's fellow troopers, along with some family members, visited the girl to express their love for her. Trooper Ellsworth moved to his Brigham City home 7 years ago and immediately made an impression on his neighbors. News
specialist Jed Boal spent the day in that neighborhood talking with people about the loss they're feeling and how they've rallied around the family. Jed?
Yeah, blue ribbons and American flags line this street. We heard the words loving, kind, generous, and strong over and over as the people who knew him best described Trooper Ellsworth.
The Ellsworths are a great family.
32-year-old Trooper Eric Ellsworth was a second-generation trooper.
You know, he's here serving our community, and something tragic like this is just horrible.
He was outgoing and a good friend to his neighbors.
One of the most humble, unassuming people I've ever met.
Kevin Christensen lives across the street.
I've never seen Brigham City so affected by a tragedy or the loss of a life.
In fact, he was raised in Ellsworth's home.
Having them here with their boys was a real comfort to know that my home that I grew up in was being taken care of by the Ellsworths.
Last year, he discovered his leaves had been raked and asked the trooper who had done it.
He said that he and his boys had done it. I mentioned to him that I wasn't old enough to have my leaves raked, and he just quietly said I was just trying to teach my boys about service.
The family's bishop says they used to tease Trooper Ellsworth.
He was a physical fitness nut, so to speak, and we called him Guns because his arms were absolutely huge.
Me and my mom always joked around about how Eric Ellsworth was the perfect package. He was a great father. Just a few weeks ago, he was on the roof of their home with their boys putting up Christmas lights.
So neighbors stopped by.
There was such an outpouring of love.
To let the trooper's surviving wife and 3 young boys know that the community is honored by his sacrifice.
Very close-knit. Something happens, it happens to everybody.
Yeah, so a lot of love in this community. We understand that the family expects to have some kind of formal statement in the next few days. Deanie, Dave?
Jed Boal live for us. Good story, Jed, out in Brigham City. Trooper Ellsworth is the 3rd Utah police officer to die in the line of duty this year. In January, Unified police officer Doug Barney was killed when he was shot by a suspect who ran from a car crash. Then earlier this month, West Valley City police officer Cody Brotherson was hit and killed while laying down a spike strip to stop a car chase. In that case, he was hit by the suspects. Funeral services for Trooper Ellsworth haven't been announced. We'll let you know as soon as that becomes available.